Hello and welcome back to Doomsong. I'm Jack. This is the team from Flintlocks and Fireballs.
Hello.
And we are going to be playing a little bit of Doomsong, diving into the forest of Modren. This is sort of a one-shot that's been cut out of our sort of main adventure, the Lord Have Mercy Upon Us. We've sort of shifted things about, made things sort of work for camera for a one-shot. One of those things is that you guys have a bit sort of clearer of a mission than usually I would give a group. We have a massive map that generally usually you'll sort of just go anywhere, do whatever you want. But not today. You're given directions. The Gravediggers Guild has told you to seek out the Forest of Modren to find the Lice Mother's vow. Which it is said that is one of the 7 totems that bind the Father Plague and the Lice Mother to immortality. By cleansing them, their sort of mortality, the elements of them are returned, and perhaps death will be within reach.
Grim.
But that larger picture is not your problem to solve. You've been given a small sort of easily digestible task to head to the Forest of Modren to meet up with another gravedigger who apparently knows the area sort of a little better than you perhaps do, who goes by the name of Martin. And to aid in your quest, you have been given, between you, 2 iron lanterns and oil and such that would be required to make them, so feel free to discuss among yourselves who gets those. And compass as well.
And a compass. I will destroy anyone for a lantern.
You absolutely should have a lantern.
But
you can light it at will.
I can. Also, if there was a fight, I would have been a dick until someone gave me a lantern. Is how I feel.
But also, we should not give you the compass. Let's not give the liar the thing that tells us where to go. This way.
I take the compass because the lantern, giving the smaller person the lantern, it doesn't seem like a.
But you might need help seeing where you're going.
Well, I'll be following the person with the lantern.
So I'm preparing for getting savage, apparently. He's got the other lantern.
What is you usually use a sling?
I've got a sling and my spade, so if you've got a hand more free.
I mean, not while carrying the slade, but I'm not otherwise. I'll take the other lantern.
You take the lantern.
Okay. Fantastic.
And you take the compass.
Cool. You've solved my teamwork puzzle.
Yay!
Hey.
What was the other thing that's literally just popped out of my head? I'm sure it's not important.
It'll come back to you.
It'll be very important.
It'll come up.
Because we don't know.
Meeting with Martin, we've got 2 iron lanterns with oil and a compass.
Yes.
So Martin will lead you to the shrine of the vow, where it is said that the vow is kept. Then you are told that you do not need to worry about cleansing the totem, which is a whole nother thing. You simply need to get it out of the Forest of Modren back to the Gravediggers Guild. They will work out the rest from there.
Leave the totem gross.
So I am going to take over the reins a little bit on your way down to the Forest of Modren. I don't think much of the map is sort of visible here, but for those following at home, the Guild Hall is sort of over in the east, and you'll be heading down sort of south, heading towards the forest. Your journey to the Forest of Modren takes several days, and though you are not in any mortal peril, you are beset on all sides by the miasma of the Plague's Gate itself. If the land was a person, it would be in a feverish coma. The few settlements you pass are little more than collections of shuttered windows and suspicious eyes. This is not a country in which you welcome strangers into your home. Your supplies are plentiful if bland, your boots are sturdy if worn, and eventually you come across the vaunted Forest of Modren. The sky disappears after walking only a short distance into this forest, leaving you surrounded on all sides by a dense thicket of bleedwood and bane bark. Thousands of white moths flutter in the unnatural dusk. Ornate symbols made of twigs and cloth seem bound to the trees, and only the infrequent cry of a raven or magpie dares break the silence. The path below becomes little more than the wish of passing wildlife. The canopy above smothers what little light was provided by this land's sickly sun. It is thick and full in a way that seems impossible, given the bareness of the few dying branches within sight. As you ponder this oddity, there is a slight shift to the mass above. This is not the movement of a breeze across leaves, but the stirring of a weighty creature, impossibly vast and interwoven with the branches overhead. So you've entered the forest of Modren. You were told that sort of a little way along this path, Martin should be meeting you.
Okay.
Have any of us ever met Martin?
That is an
That,
excellent
yeah,
question.
know what Martin looks
What-
like.
who's Martin?
I mean, Martin will have a badge.
You'll have a badge.
He's not under the grave digger.
Yeah,
He'll have, he'll have
Martin
a
will
spade.
have a badge and
Badge.
spade.
And a spade. There's a very nickable things.
Yeah. There is that.
So I think I'm going to say
What is in the
There's a
trees,
scary thing in the trees.
I think I'm going to say that Whisper, you seem to be part of the Gravediggers Guild for some time. You've heard of and perhaps met in passing Martin. He's known as a survivor, someone who basically, through dint of not taking valorous action, has managed to keep most of their skin in place. You know that he's missing some fingers, and generally seems, apart from that, sort of hale and hearty. His reputation is one of doing the work, but not sort of going above and beyond the call of duty. And in the recent sort of few months, he's been in the forest of Modren and that sort of surrounding area, keeping an eye on things.
As soon as it looks like there's a threat in the trees, I'm going to hide the lantern under the cloak and hide behind a tree.
What's going on?
I don't
It's
want to be
really dark
visible.
now. That's great. That's going to really help.
Helps. I'm really helpful.
So yeah, in fact, as you sort of hide the lantern, the darkness does sort of envelop you. It is definitely sort of without the lantern, you're not seeing much more than a few feet. With the lantern, obviously, you can see a bit further.
Do we know anything about creatures that live in this forest? Is whatever is up there just fine and normal, or are we worried about the
So
trees?
I think with this, we may as well explain how a check works.
Yes,
and how that
let's
all
do that.
system.
Currently, I
works.
still have my lantern out.
Yes, we have 2 lanterns.
So most of Doomsong is done in a conversational style where I describe stuff, you say what you want to do, and often just work stuff out from there. If something seems interesting or dangerous, there's a sort of chance of maybe something being wrong. So in this, or being interestingly failable, basically, then I may ask for a check. So in this case, my brain's going, failure costs might be incorrect information or assumptions, whereas success would be correct assumptions and information. So the way tests work is on your character sheet, you will have a little sort of checklist, a little reminder. It takes a few steps. So first we set the difficulty. The standard difficulty for any check is 5. I may make something a bit harder, a bit easier, depending on if I'm feeling mean or not. Next, we determine any modifiers you might have. So this generally takes the form of looking at your traits and your gear and seeing if you have anything that you think is going to help you out with knowing about the creatures in this area of the Forest of Modren, or creatures in general. So stuff like Beastwise or would be perfect, obviously. Navigator might be helpful. Perhaps Borderborn for just natural sort of creatures and things like that. But it is definitely open to interpretation. If you have something that you think is going to be useful, that'll give you a +1.
Yeah.
So
you can get a +1 for Borderborn and a +1 for someone who's literate helping.
I was going to say, because if two of us, if we can help, if you're literate, I mean we're both literate, and I've got a lantern to try and illuminate what it's up there, then we've got Borderborn with the help with the lantern.
With the help of equipment.
Next up, we decide whether it is focused, hasty, or standard. So essentially, that means that if you've got more than enough time to either try the check a few times or sort of take your time over it, that is a focus check, which is rolling twice and taking the highest. The standard is just you've got enough time, there's no sort of particular specialness to it, is roll 1 die. And hasty, you can probably fill in the blanks, is roll 2 dice and take the lowest. So I think in this, unless you are sort of wanting to get answers now, I'm happy for that to be sort of focused as you take your time and sort of look over.
I literally can't roll higher than the other one. I don't know why I'm rolling that one. But I rolled 9.
Excellent.
I rolled a 6.
So that's higher than the difficulty of 5.
Yep.
After making a roll, you can get 3 types of result, under, equal, or over. If you get under, the general standard check is that you'll have failed in your task, and there'll be some cost related to that. So your life is going to get worse in some way. That might be broken equipment, it might be wrong information, it might be something terrible I've thought of. It could be sort of wounds or that sort of thing. If you get equal, then you succeeded in what you're trying to do, but there's still that cost. So, you smash open the door, but the hammer you used to do it's broken. And over is success without having to pay that cost. Finally, you will see on your character sheets that there is a skull and a crest at the top and the bottom of that check table. That comes in play now. So after every roll, you'll see what you've got. So you got over, so you've got success, and you are given the choice to flip the Doom coin. So flipping this means that you can shunt your result either 1 step up or 1 step down. If you flip a heads, 1 step up. If you flip a tails, 1 step down. That is the only way that you can get the critical fails and the critical successes on this table. So essentially, as you're trying to get this information, you could choose to flip this, and if you get a heads, that's critical success, which in this case I would give you a lot more information and perhaps immediately useful information. Whereas if you got a tails, that would drop it down into success with cost. So you'd still succeed, but there would be some additional cost associated.
I just cannot say no to rolling the Doom.
You have to flip the Doom. Yeah, no, it has to happen.
Okay, so if you give me that a flip.
Yeah, we decided compass was heads, yeah?
Compass heads.
Cool.
Excellent. So the additional cost of flipping the Doom coin, which I definitely decide to tell you after you flip it, is that whether success or failure, that Doom coin stays with you, and you are what is called doomed.
I'm doomed.
So until another player decides to flip it, you can still flip the Doom coin at any time, but until another player decides to flip it, you are doomed, which basically means if I want to pick on someone, I'll pick on you. And separately, if you make a check or an enemy attacks you or something, usually I can't flip the Doom coin. This is fate for you. However, if you've got the Doom coin, I can either force you to flip it, even if you didn't want to, or if I'm attacking you with an enemy or something, I can flip the Doom coin by basically taking it over here, and no character is doomed after that. So I can sort of spend it to add a bit of chaos in.
I mean, this character's been in play for 30 seconds and they already did it.
So you will know and illuminate a little of the canopy above. The Forest of Modren is named after Modren,
Oh no.
the snake that twists its way through miles and miles and miles of its canopy,
Wow.
shutting out the light above.
Eep.
Yay!
It is so long and so wide that few have ever sort of seen its head. It is just twisting reptilian scales around 4 feet wide at the. Well, it's a snake, so at the snake bit of the snake, as it twists through these things. I think at a cost, as you sort of are raising your light up to get a better view, I think, Al,
Okay.
you are looking out and you will see a bit of movement, sort of the flash of eyes in the darkness reflecting the light, moving away and back into the darkness. It's you assume perhaps something is aware of your presence now.
Are we sure that this was definitely not the occupied part of the forest?
No, that's a really big snake. I think the snake is in the whole forest.
Really big. Like, whole fucking forest snake.
Also,
And
so it's not like-
just watch out for a head.
Oh, okay.
Just the
It's
one.
not Martin.
What, the snake is not Mark.
The snake is Modren. It's
Not
similar
Martin.
name, not
Oh
Martin.
no, I can see I could get confused there.
Yes.
That would have been a pretty big fact to leave out.
Yes.
Yeah, no, if they'd sent us out to see Martin and not mentioned that he was a giant snake,
Yeah.
I think we'd be worried.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were like, he's-
Did you read the contract we signed?
No, that is true. No, actually, I did not.
I did.
Really?
Yeah.
I can't.
Cover to cover.
Good for
Martin
you.
could have been a giant snake. He's not. I've met him. He's just regular bloke.
He's just a
missing
guy.
3 fingers.
Right.
Okay.
That's comforting. But what the hell?
They said he was 4 foot tall, but failed to mention he was 3,000 miles. But yes,
So, snake knows we're here.
I mean, I didn't see a head.
I don't know if the snake. Maybe the snake knows. Maybe the snake doesn't care. Don't poke the snake.
If you see a head, run.
Yeah.
Yes.
Otherwise, I'm throwing you to the
Run
snake.
where? The snake's everywhere.
Away from the head.
I hate to tell you this. I'm pretty sure quite a lot of snakes prefer to crush you with their bodies.
Just if it can't see you.
The running part of that plan sounds great. I'm not sure I might be able to.
Not my problem.
Kind of is your problem still, though.
Not the way I see it.
Okay.
So if I were to just cover the rear.
Yeah, you do whatever you like. I'm running.
Well, we're
Sure.
not quite at the point we're running yet. We still need to try and find Martin.
Right. Any thoughts on which way?
so around
Can't see the stars anymore.
We've got a compass.
Yes.
Yeah.
We do have a compass.
Which way? Did anyone know which way Martin was?
So you were simply told follow this path, though the path sort of has veered away from being rightfully called a path. It feels more like sort of a wish path that some animals have wandered through at some point and left sort of a furrow. You were told sort of a little way into the forest of Modren, Martin would be waiting for you. Aside from that, there are the sort of cloth and sort of wooden.
Do we recognise the
totems.
symbols that they are? Are they things we've seen before, or
So
meaning that we know of?
yeah, I think all of you will be vaguely like they seem to be in fact. The twigs and cloth hanging from the branches seem to be arranged with little regard to order or purpose. Sometimes 3 will be hung on like one tree, and sometimes you will walk 10 trunks without seeing a single scrap of cloth. The strange wreath-like creations remind you of your goal. They seem to be a recreation of a vow, a wedding vow. So essentially, when 2 people get married in this world, they create sort of a wreath as a commemorative thing, which is passed between the pair. But these are off. They look like they've been made by someone who's heard the echoes of descriptions pass through misdirection and misremembrance.
Unsettling.
Yeah.
Well, that's fine.
This is not the prime location for the exchanging of wedding vows. You would have thought.
Not unless you're a really big fan of snakes.
No,
Or
yeah.
Lice Mum.
I mean, yeah, no, this might be a good... Was it like this before? Or is this...
I don't know.
I guess we just keep moving and we stay quiet and try to see that there's no head around.
Keep an eye out for a head. Big head up there. Don't want that.
Snake that big's got to eat a lot.
Yes, well, I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm pretty sure I wasn't alive when the nuptials were originally spoken.
Don't know.
So, no idea if it was like this before, if the snake was pre-vow or not.
It's okay, from what I hear, it only eats small people.
Small from our perspective or its perspective?
Yes.
Didn't specify.
I listened for a moment to the voices in my head. No, they don't.
Maybe it's small metaphorically.
I'm going to do my best to look big.
You're doing great.
You're doing awful.
Where's
Like
Oswald?
with the guards and one always lies and one both arseholes.
Neither of us are helping. Yeah.
So I'm imagining that beneath is quite tall as well, so just because of the standing position, it's like, wait, where is Oswald?
Wait, was it someone else?
Oh, there you are, Alton. It's alright.
We all.
He dies inside just a little bit every time his name is got wrong.
You can take me some
How
soul
many
damage.
alternate names can you come up with?
Oh yeah.
We should have given the lantern to the goat. That would have been cute. Maybe
really
we should do that. The goat can carry the lantern.
That's adorable.
Just not more than a mile from you.
Just looks at Ulbrich and sort of just cocks its head.
Just a little bit further than
glassy
it should be
eyes,
able to.
Yeah.
The goat, that is.
Yeah.
So he likes you.
Oh, good.
Like, just like the same stare as the goat.
I kneel down and it's the goat. Liars. They're lying. Nod to the goat, stand back up.
It gives you a knowing.
I like that it just gets meh.
I'm a Foley ass.
This goat
was
is going to
almost
be
like
like
there was
an
a ghost in the
appreciable
room.
amount of owl in size.
Should we keep moving then?
Yes.
Yeah, moving targets are harder to hit.
Yeah, that's true.
So, as you continue on your way, you will see more of these wedding vow totems sort of strung up every here and there, seemingly haphazardly. Some of them you see have been torn down, unpicked and dissembled, sort of just to be a drape of cloth and thread falling from the trees. As you carry on down the path, who's at the front here? Who's the sort of...
You said you're at the back.
Yeah, like a lantern at each end.
So the goat at the front? No.
I feel like unless anyone has told me to, I've left my lantern on Al.
That's what I was
Yeah.
thinking.
Yeah.
And you've got the
If
other
somebody
one.
mentions
Yeah.
Want to be at the
Al,
front,
then
or
I probably don't want to be at the front, but so unless the goat is going at the front, I guess I've been put at the front.
I feel like you should go in front. You're really good with a slingshot.
yeah, that's a ranged weapon. That's not really.
Yeah, but you can, take out shit.
Yeah, I can do that from behind you as well.
Yeah. But you're good at stuff. You should be at front.
Try and pay you a compliment.
That was like, there's no
It would
affection.
make more sense if we put the spear at the front
Good point.
Yep.
because you've got the shield as well. That's not protecting your back, is it?
True, but
Also, it's safer for you to be at the front because you can see better.
Right.
You failed
You and
the
the ghost-
work puzzle.
You and the goat at the front. I'll take the back.
Okay.
Cracking.
Okay, in that case, it is Albrecht who will see up ahead the light of a sort of fading campfire, with someone has found some logs sort of to place around it. But the first thing that will call to your attention is the lying figure awkwardly draped over one of the seats, the logs acting as seats around the campfire.
Oh dear.
Oh.
What?
Martin?
No, don't
What's wrong
shout,
with
don't
you?
shout. What is wrong with you?
Look, he's trying to half not shout.
No, look. Either he will hear you, and so will everything else, or he won't, and you'll... Never mind.
And so will everything else.
It's very high pitched. It's piercing. It doesn't have to be loud to be audible in here.
Okay.
What have you seen?
I'm assuming Martin.
I'm going to point to the campfire and then to the draped figure.
Right.
He's probably sleeping.
Just
He's
to
definitely
be
not sleeping.
safe, I'm going to offer one of you the lantern.
Okay.
Right.
And
I'm going to take it off you.
I
And shoot them with
was
a
going to say,
slingshot.
actually, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Keep your sling ready.
Yeah.
Cover me. And I'd like to try and creep ahead and see if I can get a closer view of what's going on there.
Okay. Can you give me a sneaking check, please?
Light-footed.
I am light-footed.
Light-footed is going to be
A
perfect for
light-footed
this, so that'll be a plus
Perfect.
2.
Great.
If you have any gear or anything that you think will help out.
I think that getting rid of the lantern at least gets rid of... the lantern would probably be helpful for seeing, but I don't think it would be helpful for sneaking.
You can probably see by the firelight, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in order to sneak, there must be either darkness, distance, cover, or distraction between you and sort of any potential targets, which in this case, definitely, there's
Plenty of
there's
trees.
darkness and cover and everything. If you wanted to bring anyone along, if multiple people wanted to sneak, then essentially you can do that, but allies are essentially reversed. So every ally trying to sneak with you is a -1, but you don't all roll, essentially.
Give a line back.
I can't. I don't really have any gear that's useful. We're not quite at the point where it would be helpful for me to sort of Arnold Schwarzenegger in Predator, like start putting ink on my face. So
Probably not.
I think, for a lot of sort of, especially
Yeah.
knowledge-based and things, then no gear is certainly...
right then, so I'll do this with a plus two.
And if you're sort of taking your time, then I'm happy for this to
I'm
be
not
focused.
rushing this. He's either asleep, or he's dead, or something is up. So as far as I know, nothing's about to jump at me.
So you can give me 2 dice and take the highest.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay,
nice.
so that's 6 plus 2.
That's a
So
success.
that's an 8.
Hooray!
So you may flip the Doom coin.
I mean, I'm just trying to think if it's more fun to leave you doomed or not.
Up to you. I mean, it's your decision.
No, you know what? Let's go. Let's embrace
Is a critical
doom.
success going to make much difference here?
Oh no!
Then let's embrace doom. Sorry.
Not in the slightest.
It'll make no. Let's do.
That was a failure.
Failure.
And also, I swacked a brass coin into my hand.
Yours.
So that pushed
How
it
you
down.
do?
So that pushed it down to success with cost.
Yes.
Roll well.
I definitely should not have done that, but
So self-sabotaging.
yeah.
So with sneak.
Oh.
Okay, so that means you successfully perform the hidden action, but you leave some trace that will soon be noticed if anyone is looking for you, essentially.
Okay.
So as you approach, you will see what can only be described as the body of, as you will vaguely recognise Martin, draped over the chair as if he just fell dead. At this sort of distance, and obviously not taking loads of time to sort of pick over the body, since it's sort of in the light and you're trying to stay hidden, there is no obvious sign of death. In the sort of peripheries of the light. You do see some creature. You don't see sort of a shape. You just sort of get the sense of movement in the peripheries, in the darkness, that without a lantern you can't quite make out. But you think that from the sort of sounds, there's no sounds of alarm or anything like that. You think that you yourself have stayed hidden.
Okay. Some sort of creature. That guy's dead. I'm trying to sneak back to the others.
Oh, and atop the campfire is a spit sort of that's been in there with a completely blackened piece of meat. Black charred beyond, you can sort of tell what it is. But yes, you're able to sort of get back to the group, relay any information.
Okay.
Right.
It's Martin.
Okay.
Right.
He's dead.
Not a snake.
No obvious sign of injury, and I think whatever killed him is still near the campfire.
Something around.
I saw something. I don't know what.
Was it a
moving
snake
through the
head?
trees. I think.
How high up? Low down? Up?
I feel like low down. I don't think it was the
Probably
snake.
not a snake.
Probably not the snake.
Okay. Do we want to try and get a bit of vengeance here and sort this out? Take out whatever it was? Or do we want to just carry on past?
Well, here's the thing.
We don't know what it was
Martin had all of our fucking intel.
Right.
So either we're sneaking back there and mugging his corpse, or we need to either draw off whatever the fuck killed him so that we can get in there and snatch it.
I feel like we'd be really bad grave diggers if we just left a body.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
kind of the
it
job
is
description.
literally-
We've got to dig a grave.
Yeah,
So,
it's in the contract.
I have a thought.
We brought the spades.
Martin was a nice man, and he would have wanted us to live.
He wasn't that nice. He didn't care
It's
about
not
us.
in character math. I'm sorry. So what we should do is we should take all the intel off him because he really wanted our mission to be carried out, and then we should use his corpse as bait for whatever is out there.
Well, I
Martin
killed
would-
him and left the body. I don't know if the body's going to attract him.
Oh, probably doesn't want to eat him, does it?
No, I would have left him.
Which is
on.
another point against the snake doing it.
That's true.
Well, they just swallow whole, don't they?
Yeah, I would eat him if I was a snake. One moment. Yes, that seems to be the consensus.
Right.
Right.
So some information that may or may not affect your decision or general vibe. As gravediggers, you will know that it is the end times and hell is full. So
When there is no more room in hell, the dead will walk the earth.
precisely. So if someone dies, there is 7 days of their soul travelling to hell, then getting rebuffed.
And coming back.
And coming back, often inhabiting either their own corpse, an object nearby, or otherwise causing sort of trouble in the form of the unquiet dead. This is part of why gravediggers are so important. A properly interred and dug grave will essentially trap the soul within that body and stop it from
Right, so we really do need to bury Martin.
so the other sort of out of character thing that might affect what you decide to do is that in a normal sort of long running campaign, one of the questions that is asked at the end of a session is, did you bury a body? So if you buried a body, you'll get an XP. But
If we didn't, we get a new enemy.
It's a cheerful hope punk setting.
Hope is heresy.
hope is heresy.
Okay, we really need to bury Martin.
We should get our stuff off him though.
No, we should look for the information that's useful.
Again,
he's not using it.
It is what he would have wanted.
Right. I couldn't see
He
what was.
mostly wanted not to be dead.
Yes. Well, let's make sure that he's buried before he wants to be alive again.
Yeah.
But
Or make us join him.
yes.
Bit of company.
Thing is, I couldn't
Yeah.
see what was in there because we haven't any light. So,
What if I...
do we try and draw it off and get in there, grab the body, and like find somewhere to bury it, or do we like try and get rid of whatever the fuck did him in?
Well, if you couldn't see it, is it scared of the light? A lot of the time when you build a fire, it keeps the animals away.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good. Well, it didn't keep.
All things
didn't
can't
help
happen.
Well, it didn't help Martin, did it?
But again, it's not hanging out in the light, so maybe it was angry at the light.
Here's the thing.
How about we throw
I
some
assume
light
it
at
killed
it?
him because if it didn't, if
He
it didn't
wouldn't be
ki-
dead.
Well, yes, but if something else killed him, either whatever's in the woods killed him, or is afraid of whatever did kill him because it hasn't eaten him.
Okay.
Would you leave a meal untouched?
No.
Well, Martin did.
Depends on the meal.
How about we get something flammable, stick it in a sling, you light it
I'd
as
fucking burn
I
it.
fire it, we throw it into whatever's over there, light up the woods a bit at least so we can see what's going on.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't light fire, might get rid of it.
I could also have Cotton look if there are any tracks.
Wait a minute.
It's not a bad
A bit
idea.
less conspicuous for a little animal running around.
Bright white goat though.
Well, that's true.
How did Martin manage to light a fire underneath a snake without it getting mad?
Head's not nearby.
I guess.
It's a big snake.
Big snake.
Really big snake.
Maybe it was chilly.
Well,
Maybe it wasn't hungry.
Maybe it likes the warmth. Like, oh yeah. Very cold-blooded.
okay.
Regardless,
We'll go with that for now.
hold on. How dry and flammable is the wood?
Oh, let's
around
start a
here?
forest fire. Let's not start a forest.
But just like the leaf mold
little
and
one.
stuff.
Just a little
Yeah.
storm.
A
So-
little forest
Because
fire.
I'm aware that you can start
I
fires
can just
anywhere you
start
can
things.
see.
Yeah.
Yes, but only you can stop them.
Can ignite forest fires.
So the two main sort of tree types is banebark and bleedwood in this forest. Yeah, you will know that the bark of bleedwood is very useful for fire starting, being quite flammable, and it is named so because the dark sap sort of is blood red, crimson.
Banebark and Bleedwood, isn't that a law firm?
Just sound like it, doesn't it?
Certainly sounds like one, yes.
I think I actually used to do some trading with them back when I was in Asartem, yes.
So it could start a bit. Can you put out fires or just start fires? You just start fires.
Well, I think it's just
Start.
starting.
Just start. Okay,
Panic doesn't sound like the patron of stopping
no, it
fire.
really doesn't.
Yeah, I can stop them.
All fires stop eventually.
You stop them
do
by
I
burning
just
out the
trust
fuel.
you? Probably not, but also
I 100% trust you.
I don't trust you in the slightest, but I also don't necessarily care to stop this
It's
plan.
just such a funny thing to lie about.
We
Yeah, I
just-
can stop that fire I started.
right. Well, we don't have many options. We need to see,
Yeah,
and walking into it seems like a bad idea.
it does.
So what about something small and flammable? We set it like where you can see it, and we chuck it
Well,
into
you-
somewhere
you
you
chuck
can't.
it in.
Yeah, sling it to where you can't see,
Yeah,
and then we might see something more.
that's a good idea. What have we got that's flammable?
There's all these bits of fabric everywhere.
I mean,
This is true. They're literally, yeah.
I've got a few bandages.
Just
Yeah,
wrap
Let's
a
just
rock
tear
in it.
down one of these
Get,
not
yeah, get
or,
one of
pro,
these.
I was going to say sacred,
Yeah, let's-
profane vows.
Yeah, I
Let's
don't want
anger the forest. This is a good plan.
Yeah.
Last
Which
one
will
won't
still have
mind.
no consequence. Wait, will this have consequences?
No.
Okay, 50-50.
I'll take those odds.
Okay, I'm going to attempt to reach down one of these wreaths and hand it to you.
I love the thought that none of us help you.
Jumping.
We just watch.
Let's get the spear.
You've got a big stick. There we go. Okay, well
suck.
done. We got there.
As you reach for the totem, for the vow, can you make me a resisting fear check? Things that you think,
I don't think
bravery,
you're good at
I
that.
am fearful, so I'm
that'd
probably
be a minus
rolling-
one.
Yeah, okay.
Small and fearful.
So I'm still rolling one die, but I just get a -1 to the result.
Exactly,
Right,
yeah.
cool.
Oh,
Oh, that would have been
no.
a 4. Well, that's a 4. It would have been a 5.
Sad.
So I'm afraid that's under, unless you want to flip this Doom coin.
Sod it, yes.
Doom! Don't try and catch on the back of your hand. That was painful.
It's a weighty one. Success!
Success!
Oh, excellent.
So now it's just
Costly success.
Oh, you are doomed.
It's just a little success.
So just to let you know, the critical fail there would have made your fearful trait defining. But equal. If this had happened in combat, essentially, fear would have quickened your reflexes. You would have gained 1 defense. But out of combat, that won't have a huge sort of effect. So for a moment, you just get this sense of impending doom. One of the first signs of a heart attack. But you reach and sort of take it off of the branch.
Right. I'm just going to wrap up the fabric around this.
I think the cost there is, like, you overcame your fear, but it was quite obvious you were afraid. Like, you didn't pull it off.
No.
He's probably still going to need to change his armour or something.
Oh, no. Already? Every time. Every time we do anything.
I'm glad you're a child.
Okay.
I've no intention of giving it back.
I'm going to wrap some fabric around a stone and slingshot it in the direction that you point. And if you can light it just as it goes.
So as you light this thing with your occult power, you get just a sense of joy would be the wrong word, but satisfaction from your patron as it likes a fire.
A pleasing bleat from the goat.
Approving. This goat's amazing.
And sort of once aflame, it will sort of start to lose its form very quickly, but you can sort of get it flung off. Imagining this is sort of a leather sling, so it's not going to sort of catch light off of that sort of thing. And you fling the flaming scrap off into the darkness, illuminating.
Oh no, there's a picture coming.
There's a picture coming.
This is not going to go well.
I'm loving / hating.
It's just this one again. Like, oh no, it is Modren.
More snake!
With wildfire, I'm picturing, like in 90s TV shows where they want to show somebody had magic powers and they'd have their eyes covered. Like in the sort of flinty grey eyes, this little like...
Oh no!
Oh no!
She's pretty.
A young, pallid girl.
That's a lot of neck.
Limbs.
A
those,
slightly
mushrooms?
off, elongated shape around her head and sort of neck. She is crouched in a way that makes your knees hurt over a second corpse. This corpse is dressed similarly to Martin, and she has sort of busy hands working over its face. As this sort of light lands near her, she looks at it and sort of looks up, peering off into the darkness. It seems like perhaps that's sort of destroyed any dark vision she might have, so she isn't sort of aware of you at the moment, but is looking into that darkness. On her wrist, you can see a sort of scrap of cloth with sewing needles sort of pricked into it.
The wedding vow things, are they sewn together? They are
roughly sort of woven with cloth and
so has she
twine.
been making them or unpicking them?
Don't know.
Like, what's she currently working on? The person?
She currently seems to be doing something to this man's face.
Being from DeForest TM, like, is this kind of entity remotely familiar? Like, is a wilderness monster generally, or is this like a one-off? Like, what the fuck is this kind of situation?
Well, from your view, it does look like a a human. A young,
it's just a
young
weird human.
Like there's plenty of weird cults out in the the forest. Some of the less kind traitor gods require strange kinds of worship. Whether that's what's going on here, you don't know. But yeah, as far as you can tell, she's odd looking but human.
Okay.
If I can see her, I'm going to say, hello.
No,
What is wrong with you?
Why?
Naive is my defining trait.
How many times? How many
I
times
love
you're
it.
going to get yourself everyone around you killed?
Her smile spreads across her face.
Oh yeah.
As she
Like,
sort of
looking
looks,
back into the
looks
shadows.
into the darkness and raises one hand in a sort of childish wave of
Hello?
You should wave back.
I it's not safe out here.
and
Where did you come from?
Says, "Oh, no, it isn't safe out here, but Modren is my friend. She protects me.
Oh,
Do you have friends that protect you?"
Why would you say that? What is wrong with you?
Oh, I am
naive.
behind a tree. Absolutely not.
she takes a few sort of steps closer, coming sort of slightly out of the light of the sort of burning totem on the floor, and you will see that one of her hands, her right hand, is quite caked in blood at the moment. She sort of puts something into her shift and gives you again another smile and says,
"I like meeting new people.
Right, you met these two, did you? With it? Right.
Yeah.
I found them.
And they were like
Before
this.
they were dead? Or after?
she
I mean, I know the kind of action I want to like try and take here, but like whatever she says next, like, what is my read on her? Do I believe her? Like,
definitely.
yeah.
She looks at the bodies and says,
The forest is dangerous without friends.
and yeah, so this is actually a really good place to use a judge check. So I asked you to make a sort of stealth check earlier and stuff like that. So in Doomsong, there is just the standard check, and you could run pretty much the whole game from that. However, there are also special checks, which can be used to basically give a bit of advice and stuff for situations just like this. So judging is a very important skill. And is used when a player is trying to determine the motives of another creature. So I think this is going to be a straight 5 difficulty. If you have something that you think would be helpful.
I mean, I feel like being suspicious might be perfect.
So, so
okay.
both compassionate and suspicious are useful for this, or perfect for this, but in different ways.
Yeah.
So that's going to be perfect. Yeah. And I think it's going to be standard sort of speed.
Yeah.
So just the one die.
There is no particular thing that can help here, that I can think of in terms of equipment. I don't know if this is something that another person could help with, so...
Can't think of a way as well.
Yeah. So I think I'll just roll this then.
Not without like long conversation.
I mean, I'm being gormlessly disappointed.
Oh, that's a 3.
Oh dear.
So
Ow.
under bias, you project your own worldview onto the target's intentions. For example, if you use suspicious in the check, you suspect them of lying. And if you use compassionate, you suspect they're telling the truth. No matter whether they're sort of lying or telling the truth. Or So that's the under. Of course, there is always the Doom coin.
Like, see,
Like
I'm
to risk
actually
a
so
critical failure
I'm
because it
actually so happy. I'm quite happy with paranoia informing my choice anyway. But I suppose we could find out what's going to happen if I critical fail this.
It could be really funny.
Oh,
Hello.
Success!
Success.
With cost.
Cost of that mug.
So you correctly judge whether the target has any hidden motives.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think that yes, the target does have hidden motives, but you're not going to basically...
Yeah, I can't tell what they are.
Yeah, exactly.
You just know there's something else going on.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I think the answer is like...
That could be anywhere from, there's a surprise birthday coming up to...
She's going to stab you in the
Yeah.
face. Could be either.
I think if I answer
both.
to
She
that,
doesn't
I'm
really want to small
really
at
good
this fire.
yeah, I'm just going to whisper. I mean, she's not telling us something, and 3 guesses as to what it is.
I have a question actually about familiars.
Yes.
So I have these 2 witch abilities, one of which is wildfire, which is if I can see it, I can put a flame there.
Yeah.
And the other which is familiar, that I can look through its eyes and see things. Do those 2 go together?
So
Like, can I do fire through?
not at level 1. So at level 2 on familiar,
Cool.
you can basically use any abilities as if you were your familiar. So,
Ah, cool. That makes sense.
but
Yeah, well,
currently you need to see it with your eyes.
That
You
makes
can
sense.
see through their eyes, but you need to see it with yours.
Yeah.
Um,
I wouldn't. I'm going to slightly adjust what I was thinking about. I would like to, sort of have my little goat friend do a kind of slightly long route round, and while she's distracted by everybody else talking, try and have a look at what's going on with the people she's messing with.
okay, I like that.
Basically.
So I'll keep you updated on
Yeah.
on what's going on there. But for now, it's just like
Yeah, the forest is dangerous without friends.
Yeah, you said that bit.
Yeah, well, looks like they have friends that didn't do them very much good, did it?
Just going to have my spade just leave my spade by the side as if I'm leaning on it.
But she goes,
Oh no. I think it was an Edivine.
A what?
An Edivine?
Edivine.
Do I know what one of those is?
you will not.
What's an Edivine?
Oh, it's a nasty little creature. It's like wood and snakes and bites and nasty rashes and...
Okay, well, that one over there didn't seem to have bites or rashes.
But,
Maybe it wasn't an Edivine then.
Was it you?
I don't... Well... Sleeping sisters don't count. I don't kill people. I just take their teeth.
Okay.
Right.
Is that what you were doing?
she will proudly get into her
Those
shift
are-
and hold out a handful of recently
Yeah, those are
extracted.
teeth. Those are teeth. Oh, you got them out real good.
Are you a tooth fairy?
What are you, about 5? That is sneaking into children's bedrooms.
She's the tooth fairy. You should pull one out. She'll give you money.
No, well... The Zandverm wants them.
Who's the Zanverm?
Oh, he's big and he's not friendly and he lives underground. You don't want to meet the Zandverm.
No, I don't think I do.
But you do.
I don't like him, but he's friendly in some ways. But enough about me.
No, not nearly enough about you. Sleeping sisters?
Oh, yeah, they've got moths in their brains and dust for thoughts. They make the vows.
She points to one of the things.
Huh. Moths in their brains and dust. Is that you?
Sounds
Are you
familiar.
related? Are you related?
I don't think so.
Okay, worth checking.
The vow.
The things in the trees? Vows. What would happen hypothetically if someone took one of them apart?
Oh, I do that whenever I can. They're how gribbly things keep an eye on other things.
Ripley things?
Oh, good.
The moths.
The moths like the totems, and the moths are her eyes. My name's Snip.
Hi.
She thrusts out her, I guess, her bloody hand.
I very, very fearfully take it.
She shakes your hand with sort of just a complete limp frailty. There is almost no strength there.
Okay.
You will see through Cotton's eyes as it pads towards one of the corpses, the one furthest from the fire. You will see a body contorted in pain, although you don't see any sort of physical mark on it. Its mouth is a bloody mess, and clearly someone was halfway through removing most of its teeth. That's sort of what you get as a just like standing over it and having a look. Opposable thumbs aren't Cotton's strong suit, so but if you wanted to have a bit of a nose around, you could try and determine something more.
I wouldn't mind trying to, because she said she didn't kill them, didn't she? I wouldn't mind trying to get Cotton to have a look, because I mean we're reasonably familiar with death, right?
Yeah.
Try and get an idea of how they died.
Bites and rashes, we know whatever the things.
Yeah, see if there's any bites or rashes. But what was the name of the bite and rash thing? I missed.
Edavine.
Edavine.
So as Cotton sort of takes a look, you will get the sharp coppery scent of blood through your shared senses. And it will smell, at the man's ankle. Sign of blood. Closer inspection, maybe a sort of rubbing up the trouser a little bit. You will see a dark purple snake bite on his upper sort of lower thigh. No, chin. Whatever the back of his shin, calf.
Yeah.
That's a long way up the front thighs.
I'm an anatomist in my spare time.
So I'm imagining that, Stitch is sort of back in the shadows for this whole conversation, because I think they're being a little coward. And basically you just hear a little whisper of, there's a bite on that man. Snake bite.
Right. Snakes and barks and rashes and bites. Okay.
And then have Cotton come back, however long that takes.
I'm going to have a quick look around to see if I can see any moths.
I'm going to look around for some snakes, other than obvious in the sky snake.
I'll go next.
So can we have a just looking around check then, keeping your eyes open? Either of you want to take that check and use the other one as a +1 in the...
Sure.
Yeah.
And you've got the lanterns.
Yeah.
Lantern is definitely going to... I mean, it's perfect for this, so that's +2.
Anything that would help? Do you have anything that would help?
Not immediately, other than fearful. I'm really going to want to see...
Honestly, I think fearful, I'll give a +1.
Yeah.
That
Marksman
feels...
might help?
Marksman definitely +1, yeah.
So either
sharp
of us
eyes.
can roll.
Right. Why don't you roll?
Sure.
Shall assist you with my fear.
Okay, and what were we adding to this? We had...
So +1 from the lantern,
Yep.
+1 from your trait, and
Yep.
a +1 for having an ally.
So that is 6.
6 total.
Fantastic. So yeah, as you're looking around, you will indeed you'll see a couple of moths sort of just around the lantern, fluttering around. You will also see sort of around these cloth totems, the moths do seem to sort of congregate a bit more. Looking around for snakes and other gribblies, you will not see anything of immediate sort of movement or danger.
Right.
The cloth things, how big are they?
They're probably around sort of a foot in diameter, and sort of it's kind of it's a wreath essentially of wicker with cloth and thread sort of tied across the middle in specific knots and things. Although these seem to just be random and
cool. Is the one directly above me? Is what I want to ask.
not directly above. So they all seem to be sort of at human height.
Human height.
Sort of as if put there by a human.
I mean, I don't know. I've got flame abilities, and it's like fabric and wicker, and I want to do
flammable
things.
forest.
Yeah. Just I don't know. I feel like there's quite a lot around, isn't there? Like I probably can get all of them. I'm trying to work out if I can blind this thing to exactly where we are.
I mean, like
I can also
you can set things on fire by sight, so you definitely could hit all of them in sight. Whether you could and should are the same thing.
That's the thing.
And whether it also just creates, one blind spot that they go,
That's the thing,
something's
isn't it?
there.
No, I'm gonna leave it for now.
Okay.
But if it becomes a problem, we'll see.
Yeah, we might need to set fire on something.
Snip has stepped real close to Albrecht. And is sort of lifting up a pauldron of your sort of scale mail and just like eyeing it up, looking at it, looking just intrigued by it.
I take it you don't get many visitors out here.
No, almost none, and not for long.
Why's that?
She just looks at Martin and then goes,
I don't know.
I feel at this point I have to like step forward and like pull the grave digger's badge out. Right. So, do you have any interest in these two apart from their teeth? Right. We've got some. We're originally supposed to meet them, collect some things, and we shouldn't leave them lying around. So once you're done with the teeth, do you mind if we bury them?
Oh, no.
Any
Great.
bad spots to bury people with the thing that's under the ground? Any spots you specifically wouldn't recommend for burying people?
That'd be really useful to know.
The sandworm is deep, deep, deep where the soil turns to meat.
Right.
That's not a thing.
So if we hit meat, don't bury
As
them.
long as there's not meat, we're fine.
Cool.
I think we've got bigger problems if we hit meat.
Yeah.
she'll take that as a sign to skip off and basically continue finishing the last mouth.
Right,
Has she already done Martin, or?
On closer inspection.
Okay, Martin's already
Let's
done.
search Martin's body for other stuff.
Yeah.
Let's see if we've got any information on Martin's body that we can use.
So on Martin's body, you will find 3 stout daggers. You will find, next to the fireplace, you will see stuck into the ground 2 gravedigger's spades. He has a badge showing him as a member of the Gravediggers Guild.
Take
And
that.
more importantly, perhaps for you, is a sketched map that appears to be the
Excellent.
surrounding area.
Dagger for me, dagger for you, and you've got a spear, so you're fine.
It's a dagger on the end of a stick.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Yeah. Great.
Keep up, Oliver.
Not even close. Name count 2.
Find knife information or dagger. I'll write all this in.
Cool.
See how a dagger works.
I'm gonna have a look at the map.
Yeah. And also we should check unnamed dead person.
Yeah.
Any idea who the other one was?
Do we have is our badge part of our identity in the sense of there's a number or a name or?
So they're not marked by number.
Right.
So you can identify a gravedigger from their badge, but just that they are a gravedigger.
Just that they are one.
Right. Okay.
Actually, I'll loot the other 2. Do they have anything interesting on them?
Sorry, so it's just the other one.
Yeah.
Oh, the other one's right.
Yeah.
That's all right.
So-
I've got the other one.
A gravedigger's badge as well. Some supplies. A net.
Ooh, a net. Fun.
A net. Okay.
Who's she? Where is a dagger gone on this? I can't find one on the weapons section. It's here somewhere. Am I just not seeing it?
Dirk.
Dirk, that'll do it.
Who's taking the net?
Yeah, how does nets work? Is that a thing that's can be used as a weapon?
So
or is it just a...
it doesn't have any sort of stats as a weapon. Obviously, if you use it as a tool that's useful for sort of setting up a trap or something like that, it'll be a plus. If you want to use it in combat, that'll essentially be either helpful or perfect gear for entangling or doing a check to basically hinder another person.
Makes sense.
You also find a drinking horn.
Ooh.
That, as you're sort of picking it up or looking at it,
Yoink.
you will hear the faintest sound in the back of your head saying, "That's mine."
Rest of you in agreement? Cool. Put that on my belt.
what is that?
Looks like a drinking horn.
Is there anything in it?
Hold up. I mean... Is this familiar? I say out loud.
Well, it's definitely a drinking horn, but
If anyone wants to take a sort of knowledge of
I'll have a look.
Sure, yeah.
items, and
I would like to say
If he's,
acknowledge...
if he's listening to the voices in his head, that makes me want to take a look. So I'm going to.
And I want to listen to the voices in my head and see what they say.
I think haunted is definitely going to help out here. So yeah, I think haunted's going to give you a +1.
It's also your defining thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
That doesn't necessarily mean it's, if it's not perfect for the
only if it's
situation.
perfect.
Though if anyone has more,
I am actually
better.
going to be. I think
Can anyone have
haunted
what?
shows up so rarely. I think I'm going to say it's perfect. So your defining will help.
I mean, I have Wicca, but is that like the same stuff?
I think that's gonna be
yeah,
the
that
same.
kind of feels the same.
If
Yeah.
anyone has any like scholarly or anything like that, like I don't think literate's going to cut it. But, so +3.
Cool.
Nice.
I don't think the object itself counts
No.
as an object here.
No, but if you had like books or something on
If you
that
didn't
subject,
have it, you'd get a
that
penalty
makes
without it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's any way that taking more time is going to help here, so, like, okay. That is an 8 with +3.
But, do you feel like flipping the coin?
Do you feel like making me flip the coin?
No, I think I'm happy with a simple success. I'm going to save it.
Oh, do.
Something more violent.
I feel like if you get a critical success and think this thing's haunted, you're going to get real cursed in a fun way.
I do think it would be fun. I mean, I feel like this is the one to
feel
push
like
this
either
to... You know what, let's
consequences
push this to a
are
success with a cost.
Yeah,
I
either
like
way, critical
Yeah.
success or a cost could be interesting here.
Yeah.
Doom.
Oh, with a cost.
Dun,
Success
dun,
with a
dun, dun. Bad Doom.
So, you identify this as a profane relic of some kind. So that essentially means it is a magical item imbued with one of the gods. And I think with success, with cost, that's all you're going to get.
Okay. Listen to it.
The
Well, it's one of theirs.
Oh, really?
Is it got anything in it? It's just like, is it capped? Is there any drinking?
it's not capped, it's just an open
Can I
horn.
pour some water in it and just see if anything happens to the water?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
You pour some water in, and it fills to a normal level. It seems.
Hey, Al, do you want a drink?
No, you don't. You do
You've
not
got a
want
lot
to
of
drink.
running around.
Al, you don't want to
You
drink.
deserve a nice drink of water.
No, they're saying you should have a drink. Or I should. The point is, someone should have a drink from this. Apparently, it's going to be really good.
I mean, you also look quite thirsty.
I am quite thirsty.
I don't think you're that thirsty.
Are you sure? Maybe it's well. We don't know exactly how they died. What if it was poison?
You should have a drink of this.
You should not have a drink of this. I think they died from a bite.
Yeah, it was a snake. It's fine. This is just their cup.
I will have a look at it, and then I will attempt to just like raise it to my lips, but not actually take anything out of it.
If you drink that, I will punch you in the stomach so you throw it up again. Give it back.
As you raise it,
Following my goal.
as you raise it, the liquid not touching your lips, but the scent of it. Although it looks like water, it smells of sweet honeyed wine.
Ooh.
What?
It's I'm going to use the fact that I'm middle class here.
Yes!
Oh, well, you should have some. You've been working really hard today.
I'll give it back.
Okay.
I take a sip.
Someone has to.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And also it tastes of sweetest honeyed wine.
Was that so? You said it was about the bouquet?
Well, I just said it was a very good vintage. Maybe like 705.
703. I used to sell it.
That's a very specific time of day.
Is that the best time for making wine?
Apparently.
Okay, well, whichever of this belongs to. Cheers. Thanks. You! Nice.
Which one is it?
I have no idea. They all sound the same.
You're no good at all.
Like, it's one of the chipper ones.
Oh no, don't
Probably
trust
not
that one.
mine.
Don't trust that
It
one.
sounds the same.
Don't worry.
It's fine. If you don't know, you don't want it.
So you
Stop, finish, drain the horn, put it in my belt.
with the power of experimentation,
You're a bit drunk now.
you believe that any liquid tasted out of that drinking horn will taste of sweetest honeyed wine, no matter what it is.
Genuinely though, is it actually wine or does it just taste like that? Like are you a bit tiddly?
Am I a bit tiddly?
Or does it just taste
You
like
inspect your tiddliness levels and find them no changed from before. So it was water,
Tastes
still
like
water,
wine.
Oh, that's cool.
but it tasted.
So you can get.
It's got less of a kick than the 703.
So you could make someone drink poison and they wouldn't be able to tell. It would just taste like wine.
If you had a black heart, yes.
That's.
You are impressively conniving sometimes, do you know that?
I didn't say I'd do it. I just said that it was an option,
No, but you had the idea.
and then I said it out loud so it wouldn't work anymore.
No, what you've
That's
done
among
is
among
you've
us,
illuminated
don't
the
drink anything
option
that
for all
smells
of us.
wine. You'd have come up with it anyway.
I'd have expected someone to think of it.
Right, we've got. Who's got the net?
Science.
Who needs the net? Who's going to be most useful with a net?
I think. Who's
Actually, how big is this net? What does it look like it's used to catch?
Actually, like what kind of? Is it a net on a stick or is it like a big fabric?
Just
like, what are we talking?
Oh, that could be useful. Yeah, so it's more like a fishing net.
Right.
It's
I
probably
had
around
pictured that, but
metre and a half by metre and a half.
cool.
Because I mean, like,
Rough woven.
there's moss. It could have been like literally a lepidopterus.
Actually, yeah, religiously could be.
Maybe that's why that was in my head because there were moths.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what was going on in my brain.
You hear the final sort of sickening pop from the corpse further away, and Snip sort of comes back.
It's done.
Well done.
Good work.
Disturbingly quick.
Yeah, efficient. This map we've got, does it show us where we need to go, or do we need to ask this beefy child?
So there's a few things on the map. There is a picture of a great tree in one location of the forest. A drawing that is accompanied by some writing. One of you is literate, yes?
But two of
Both of us
us
are.
Oh, marvellous. That simply says convent. And there is a
Sisters.
Yeah.
there is a drawing of two statues, one wearing a plague doctor's mask, the other feminine in nature, that simply says vow, though the whole place has a big cross sort of marked through it.
You gotta draw attention to us like that. Absolutely, we don't want her attention. That is worse. You got like a little gnome.
Incognito.
That's very intimidating.
Makes me look taller.
Yeah,
Does
it
that?
does. Yeah.
No, it makes you look shorter somehow.
Good job, Asterix.
Oh, 3.
Right. We're looking for a shrine of the vows. Was that it?
Yep.
Yes.
Presumably the
Lice
original vow
Mother's
is kept.
vows.
Yeah. You child person. Snip. Thank you. This with the 2 statues. Is that a shrine on this map?
She takes a look at it and sort of cocks her head and says,
That picture looks like the place with the statues.
Hang on.
she's got no hands.
Plague Father.
Yeah.
They're getting married. That's
Yeah.
that's where they that's the shrine.
It makes sense, doesn't
Yes.
it? Yeah.
Surely.
Yeah, but you want to check just in case.
Going to bring us back to she's got no hands.
Why has she got no hands?
Oh, the sleeping sisters broke it.
Oh, and they're in the convent. Is that theirs?
That's where they're made.
Oh, that's a horrible. What? They're made.
Who makes them?
Don't know.
Are you a sleeping sister?
No,
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm awake.
Oh,
Right.
that
But you
sense.
kill sleeping sisters?
They don't count.
Okay, they don't count.
Right.
Sure.
Modren doesn't like them.
Okay.
They
Hang these things. Modren doesn't like that. And there's all the moths, and Modren doesn't like them.
Okay.
And I just want to help.
Good for you. Right. So we want.
Right.
So these hands are probably. I feel like they're going to be relevant. If they're taking
Are we,
them.
are we supposed to be restoring the shrine? Is that?
Oh
No. We
no,
need to
vows.
go and grab the
vows.
vow from the
The
shrine
hands
and
that
bring it
the
back.
statue's missing. Did they have anything in them? Like one of those wreath things, maybe.
Maybe. I don't remember.
All right. Because a vow is that's what those things are.
yeah, they're sort of copies of that.
How did they
Right.
break the hands off if they're sleeping? The sleeping sisters.
Oh, they walk?
Oh,
Oh, this gets better and better, doesn't it?
sleepwalking?
Yeah.
When you say they broke the hands off, do we mean the statues or the Mama Lice? What's her name?
Lice Mum.
Lice Mother.
Statue of Lice Mother.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean the statue
yeah.
or the
the
original article, is it?
Snip sort of thrusts her hands out and goes like,
She was like this.
Okay.
and no hands.
No hands.
Oh,
Right.
she was holding
Gone.
something?
Yeah, like a vow, maybe.
Probably still doesn't. I don't think that actually answered my question.
So yeah, we don't. I mean,
It really could be the Lice Mother.
I think we
with
know
arms.
if the actual Lice Mother was missing her hands.
Do we?
I think she just put up a bit more of a fuss about
I
it.
have no idea. Like genuinely,
Well, I've not seen the Lice
is the
Mother.
Lice Mother famously missing her hands?
I think since that's such a specific question, you will know that she is somewhat famously has a singular wooden hand,
Right.
ever bound in Rictus claw, but the other hand is a normal.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Right, okay.
Cool. So probably off the statue then.
Yeah, probably.
So do we think those hands are still holding the vow? Maybe. The other statue.
Plague Dad.
It's not Plague Daddy. No.
Father Plague.
I said Plague Dad. You said Plague Daddy.
Let's drift into a whole different type of horror.
Oh, yeah.
Daddy.
Genre.
Plague Daddy.
I've been trying so hard not to say Lice Mummy this whole time.
Yes, really hard. So Father Plague, that's a statue.
Plague Dad. Yeah.
Does he have a vow on him?
No.
No, not one of these things.
Is there anything that really likes hands in this forest, like more than most people do?
As much as the Xantherm likes teeth.
Oh, nobody likes anything as much as a Xantho likes tea.
That's not. Oh,
I feel like compelled to ask at this point, does Snips have teeth of her own?
Full healthy
Okay.
healthy head full of them.
I actually have to know. What does it do with the teeth? Did it just have them?
So he holds them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the worms in him come out.
Okay.
And he says he doesn't like the worms in him, so he wants the worms out and in the teeth.
So they come out and they go into the teeth.
They're tooth worms.
Tooth worms.
So you guys will know with your medieval science
God.
that tooth worms are how toothache is caused.
I'm a doctor, so
Yeah.
yeah.
It's quite natural and
that's what
horrible,
happens.
like most natural things are. It's a worm that goes into your teeth and hurts it.
Great.
Like a particularly dramatic all-over toothache situation.
This literally is the tooth fairy.
Ooh.
I was right.
I told her if you give her a tooth, she'll pay you.
Okay. We're
She'll
looking
leave
for
a silver coin under your pillow.
I've only got the one set.
Don't give her your teeth.
If you do have teeth, I could help. I know things.
And
You've got very nice teeth.
Thank you.
Unfortunately,
Sorry, it's just you're naive. It's a terrible mixture.
Oh, yeah,
I just
yeah,
want to
no.
go for you.
I love it.
do they have to be people teeth?
yep.
Okay, that.
They have to be people teeth, okay.
Damn, you've already collected those teeth.
Yeah. Yeah, we could have
Those,
tried.
those are my teeth.
Those
Yes.
are your teeth now.
I need to
yeah.
find more teeth before we can do this.
The
If we pick up any teeth, we'll keep you in mind.
the sisters, do they have teeth?
Most of them.
Do they count?
They count.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. We could potentially have teeth for you down the line. Things you should never say to children.
She sort of pokes at the big tree on the map. She says,
I live here.
Oh, good.
Okay.
It's your tree, right?
And these
Come
sleeping
over later.
sisters, they make these vows and they use them to see. Right. So
Modren
we
doesn't
know.
like them.
No, yeah. So the sisters like vows.
Yeah.
Just going to write on the map, Snip's tree house next to the tree in a way that is conveniently very similar to the map directly behind Jack.
"Don't look at the big board."
Pay no attention to the curtain behind the man.
Well done.
So our options are we go to the statue and see if it's there because it's probably a shrine.
Or we get Alice and give her a tooth and she'll help.
I don't know that.
You look like you've got lots of teeth.
Look, we could go straight to
Not
the
using these
convent.
ones.
Yeah.
No.
But regardless, the first thing we need to do is take like 2 hours to bury a couple of bodies.
Yeah, no, we've got to bury some bodies. Yeah.
Right. Let me have a look at your teeth and I'll tell you if there's any that are looking a bit funny.
Do not let them near your teeth.
If you've got tooth worms, you'd want to know, right?
I guess, but I think there's more pressing matters right now, and none of my teeth are hurting at the moment.
I'll change your mind, just let me know.
Right.
If you let me, I'm yanking one. What is happening?
All right.
Bury some bodies.
Yeah.
Okay, so who's keeping watch? Not it.
I mean, there's a perfectly good goat here.
You know, if you're not watching, you're digging.
Yes, I'm aware.
I'll keep watch.
I'll dig.
I'll dig.
Literally, I'll do one side and the goat will do the other. And I'll just switch between them periodically. I'm probably the best person to keep watch.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you can certainly spend a few hours digging these graves.
I've been working in the graveyard.
Oh,
You know that thing we said about being quiet and how important that was?
just pointing
All
out,
right.
it's harder for me to sing with less teeth.
Have we, as part of our supplies, do we have like any bog standard holy wafer or anything like that? Or not, I suppose not holy because
Rubbish
because the
wine.
immortal is dead.
So you will have some obols on you, which
Yeah.
is money, and essentially the part of the rite is to bury a body with a single obol.
Or what, like coins on eyes?
That sort of thing.
In the
It's
tongue
under,
or on
under
the tongue? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Did they have any money?
They'll have had a small collection of obols, not really enough.
So they can pay their own damn way. Especially since
no
they're
pun
going to,
intended.
especially because we know they're going to get turned away at the gate. It's like,
One
okay,
for return fare.
pop them in, one for return fare.
No return fare. We don't want them coming.
One, yeah.
One
Enough
together.
one to get there, no money for return fare. Head, like, sever the head just to be safe. Okay, and back on. Done. There we go.
Whilst this is happening, can I get a keeping watch check, please?
Yes.
And I'll give you a +1 for your
For my
goat.
familiar, yeah.
Rub-a-dub-dub, don't come back for the grub.
That's a 6.
6. Excellent. You keep careful watch throughout the next few hours. Snip leaves after a couple of minutes of you guys not doing anything interesting, and into the forest. Without her, it seems strangely quiet and still. There is the odd sound of a bird far off, but none sort of nearby. The only movement is from the just slight shifting of the weight above you every now and every again. Other than that, no problems.
Right, good job, Oswald.
I do. You've got a little notebook. You're just taking.
Yeah, I think this name tally is in character.
Right. So, what are our options? Do we want to head straight for the convent if the sisters have what we think might be? Or do we want to go to the shrine first?
We could go to the shrine and have a look.
Just in case it's still there.
And we will find out what happens at the Plague Shrine next session on Doomsong. So, catch up. Lovely to see you, and see you next time.
Doom. So.
Tell me, little gravedigger, how will you bury yourself?